Hello, Brian Scott of the Mystic Skull. I, I, a little bit. This is a little bit about me first. I am a fine. I have a bachelor's degree in fine art, printmaking, design, and I did photography in high school, and I did have a camera in when I was going to the Art Academy of Cincinnati, but it was not my main thing, and so it kind of went to the wayside. I didn't do photography until I took it up this well, I think it was in September, something like that. I went down the rabbit hole. I bought the Camp Snap. I thought, "Oh, I'll just buy something cheap," and then I went from there. So anyway, I got I bought the Pentax Q10, and I thought, "Well, it's time to take it out and test drive it." Even though I didn't read up on it, I'm just going to wing it, right? And, so I take that and the Camp Snap Pro, um, and this is important. I thought I had 4 I kinda thought ahead. I didn't know what the battery life was like for this camera, but I thought, "Well, I'll buy 4 of them." But stupid me, I brought 1. So but it was a camera that was, charged the night before, whereas the Pro, I'm going to say this was about a month ago, I had charged it about 2 or 3 months ago before that, and I've been using it almost every other day. I mean, not for long, but, I turn it on, mess around with it. So, that's important. I take it out, it had not gotten super cold yet. We're in this horrible deep freeze here in Ohio, and I took it to, 2 sites. One was a dock down by the Ohio River, and the other was, a park near the Ohio River. And, I think I was there about an hour. So remember, the hour isn't totally using this, and I was turning this off every time I did when I was using this. And using this meant I went through the selector for every picture I took it with every filter I had. All right. So remember, I'm using this like chi chi bang bang. Um, Not to get off the subject. As an art student and somebody had a strong design background, I have this belief that less is more and form follows function. That's I just want to preference that because it's going to come up again. So I get down there and several things happen. First off, taking pictures. It was real bright that day. In early morning, I think it was around 11, and the sun is shining off of the Ohio River. And I mean, it's just everywhere. And I thought, okay, this is cool. I'm going to see what does what. Well, this I was able to look through and take pictures, even though it's not precise where it's at. And I've been using it for at least 2 or 3 months before I did this. So I know I kind of gotten good to just, take the picture here and click and take something, right? So I had no problem with this camera. Click, 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 I can see it kind of. Oh yeah, this camera though. The I had it as high contrast and as bright as the screen can go. I couldn't see the screen at all. Now, thankfully, I was able to eye it, pretty well. I did very good job. But considering the ideas that you're supposed to see through see in the back, it was totally useless. And then it happens. I was there about an hour. This just keep on going. This one dies, the battery dies, and I had not used the battery at all. It was charged the night before, and in an hour, it was dead. So, that went with that camera. So I went ahead and I did this camera the rest of the day. Got some really good pictures too. So, those right off the bat, I could see it was those it was like the little, Easter eggs of what was going to come, right? Little signs of what was going to come ahead. So, I get back and the camera. I went to 3 I'm sorry, 3 shoots. Anyway, I get back and the pictures are really nice. I shot in RAW. This shoots in RAW and JPEG. I shot in both. Um, I'm not really certain if I'm sold on RAW yet, especially with what you can do in Photoshop CS5. I have Photoshop CS5. Yes, the JPEGs are kind of baked in what you take them as, and you can only do so much in Photoshop. But, I don't know. I just feel RAW is I have to have a whole nother program for RAW. Photoshop CS5 doesn't really it does it with a plugin, and it works, but it's just so much everything about this camera is work. And okay, so anyway, so right off the bat, battery life, Camp Snap Pro. Being able to see what you're looking at, Camp Snap Pro. Now, I understand this camera, even this camera, which is, has its limitations, is far beyond this camera. But sometimes less is more. So let's move on. Let's talk about settings. That's a In this camera, it's on off. You have if it's all the way up, it has the flash. Halfway, it has a selfie flash, and the down, no flash. That's it. Click. You have a filter or you don't have a filter. That's it. That's all there is. We're done with it. So I'm trying to think what'd be best. This is one of these cameras or one of these electronic devices where you have to be in the right mode. If you're not in this mode, you can't do B, C, and D. But if you want to be doing D, then but you want to do A, B, and C, you can't really do it because there's two different modes to do these things. It's just it's so and I do have the manual for this camera. It kinda tells you some things, and it's like a 30-page manual. It tells you a lot, but it doesn't really show you the steps of going from one mode to how to get into one thing or another. Um, I can't even go through what all I've been through trying to just turn this fucking thing on and use it. Now, as I speak, I finally I've decided I'm just going to do it as a JPEG camera, and I'm using the presets for the filters I want. And I will say the filters are really good because on this camera, you got black, but you can also change the gradation of blackness, black and white, and you can change the vividness of it. That's all good. You have to be in the right mode to do it, though. But here's the worst part, and I know how this is going to sound, and I get it, it's me. Learn how to go into these modes, but there's nothing to tell me. The manual, iffy, AI has no idea what it's talking about. I caught it telling me how to do another camera. It took me a while. I'm like, this kinda sounds like a Canon. Yeah, it's not telling me the right camera. So AI's little to no help. I have been started going into talk chats, but that's slow. Wait for someone to answer. So let's move on. This is the one that promised you something, but there's caveats to it. I bought this camera. I want to say it was 220. It was with the body and the lens. As dumb as I am, I did understand that if I was to buy this camera, I'm going to have to get one that has the lens on it. So, so I wanted a pocketable uh, camera. Now, technically, if I put it this way, it is somewhat pocketable, but no, and it's not that big. I'm going to say it's about 2 inches, maybe a little over 2 inches, but it makes it impossible to carry. I mean, you can carry around your neck. It's not that difficult, but and I also want other lenses, right? I mean, the whole point of an interchangeable lens camera is to interchange the lens. The irony is, when this came out, I believe it was 2011. They came out as a set. It came out with a set of lenses with it, or maybe the lens was a separate set. Anyway, the lenses all came together. There was 8 of them. Well, that's all good then, but now, the sellers, oh, well, let's sell all the lenses separately. Dollars. There's what's called a shield lens. We call like the disposable lenses right now. That's about 120, $130, no matter where you go. So I thought, well, and I know I'm going to bite the bullet later on if I if I haven't thrown it into the river. I'm going to have to bite the bullet later on and get a smaller, short, more pancake-like lens. And also, as this is a telephoto lens, though, it's not very telephoto. But again, it's the paradox of and you don't see it here. It's small. It's literally the smallest, or nearly one of the smallest interchangeable lens cameras there is. And even though they say it's plastic, it feels like steel to me, or metal to me. But so if it's plastic, it's one of the strongest, hardest plastic I've ever seen. Um, but the photo shoot taught me something. I'm out. My fat ass I drag my fat ass out. I'm down by the river, and who knows if I had a model with me, or something else I had to have that day and to do it, I've been screwed. This one failed. No matter how good it is, it failed. This one was the one that, when I got down there, I was able to use. And so I'm finding, whereas this is done and deal done, you know, I put filters on it sometimes, but otherwise it's pretty much what it is. And I work around that, right? This one says, "Oh, you have to learn every freaking thing about me before you can use me." And don't think that you're going to be able to change things on a dime. Like this, I can go through all the filters. I'm just click, it'll turn on, click, click, click. I've gone through all the filters. That's all the settings. That's it. This one, I'm, let's go down here. Let's move around. And I get it. It's just what it is. I have to learn it. But boy, it just does not, uh, it's harsh. So I'm finding, besides those 8 lenses, that's it. You can buy mount adapters, but there's so many caveats. For instance, I have a C mount adapter. That's all fine and good, but all the lenses that will fit on that C mount adapter are like video lenses. and they either make fish eye or they make, black vignettes around the picture, which is fine, but it's not what I'm looking for something street that I can take with me and shoot from the hip and just be done with it. So I thought, well, I'll get disposable. I'll get one of those disposable lenses, which is like the shield lens. How different can it be? Oh, it's a different. The only shield disposable lens for this camera, I know I look. It's sold by, I believe it's a single fella. It has a company, but they had a picture of a guy working on it in his workshop. So I don't know if it's a single person or a company. They're from Japan, and they sell to Americans. I I bought one, and the next day they cancel it. "Oh, we've changed how we're going to do this," and, whatever. No. You took my money. They did refund me, but you took my money, you need to, you know, cough it up. And then I turn around and I thought I was buying from somebody else. I did. I bought at another site, third party site. But guess what? They're just selling through the third party site. So they did it again. They're not going to sell it to you. So the one person that makes this, but I figured it out, or at least partly. That lens, it's not the lens itself. It uses a C mount to hook up to the camera, and then they put the lens on top of the C mount. Okay, so I started making my own disposable lens. It's a lot harder than you think, but I'm getting there. Eventually, one of these days, I'll have a lens for this camera. But even then, they have a font for it. The one I found out plastic, and I don't know if that is the official one, or if this was like a third party made it, and it was, I wanna say $120. I don't know. I'm still milling over. I don't know if I can talk myself into spending $120 for a lens. I know how that sounds as, you know. So this may be my only interchangeable lens camera, and I get it. It's partly my fault for picking a such a small interchangeable lens camera. So while it may be me and not him, I assure you, in the end, this camera wins because form follows function and less is more. All right. Anyway, I'm going to we're still not done with this because I got a few things coming through the mail. I'm working on this. Maybe I'll get to a point where I can actually I do actually have a point where I can take it out and shoot with. I mean, I have the batteries. I have 4 batteries with me. This does work. It's a very nice, in between lens, all-purpose lens. It's just that it's so thick. And so eventually, if it ever rises beyond 1 below 0 here, I will take that. I do want to point out also though, this is my bridge. I have a bridge camera. It's a Coolpix Nikon 10 L105, and I will, to be honest, all through high school and well, I don't know. I've had some I've had lots of film cameras because I'm old. Um, but I pretty much with bridge cameras. And let me tell you, this one just rocks my world. I can I can use it one-handed. I can literally take pictures and it's so lightweight, even though it takes 4 freaking batteries. It's a telescopic lens that comes out. The reason I mentioned this camera, the reason why is that it's bridge in more than one way, right? This is literally a bridge between the two. And in many ways, I think the I think this is only JPEG. The pictures I have taken with it, though, are so clear, far more than this. So I'm guessing this one is more megapixels than this one. I don't kn I think that's, 10? I don't know. I'm bad. I don't remember things. But, in fact but then, even then, that's kind of I mean, it's really good if you need clarity, you're taking this picture, right? And if you're going out nature walk and you wanna take something really far away, you'd use this. But I tell you what, even then, this gives it a run for its money because the limitations are so limited, you work around it, right? Whereas oh, and I cannot tell you how much the bad photos of this makes my pictures look so good. And I'm not just talking about that through a nostalgic, you know, we want that film look, all that bullshit they talk about. I went down to East Fork Lake and I took pictures on off a pier. And it was an hour before sunset, so there was still plenty of light. And so there was, the sun was a little bit over the horizon, but it was still very but because of the limitations of that camera, and I guess the way the light reflected off of it, I did it in all 4, filters. I mean, some of the most beautiful pictures I've ever taken with this camera. I go down to the same place, take these pictures, and even though I try, boring. I mean, they're really, if I wanted to make a wall counter, this would be it. But it just so I am kind of working on that. I kind of tweaked the filters a little bit because there is a black and white, there's a cineo type, where you call it, where there's a blue cast. Um, so even with and I introduced the bridge to, you know, show the difference between them, but even then, this still gets beat by this. It's just amazing. I mean, again, on paper, and I know the photographers are having heart attacks right now, like, "How dare you talk so little about our, the interchangeable lens." Not all cameras are equal, and they all have their little bells and whistles and horrible things about them. Um, but I think, so anyway, back to the original. The winner is clearly this Camp Snap Pro. Now, having said all this, this is a little, sign of things to come. I just last night, no, 2 nights ago or whatever, I bought the flashback. It's kinda like this one, but you can shoot in RAW. I just can't learn. I think it will be easier because obviously you're either in RAW or you're in actually, I think you can do both. I don't know if you can do both at the same time with the camera or not. No, I'm almost certain you have to be in one mode or the other. But, I wasn't going to buy it. I was not going to buy the flashback. I thought because I heard so much bad things about the original one. And let me tell you, they are develop even now that they're on version 2 of the flashback, they're still developing it. They have not finished it. They're basically selling prototypes. So, maybe they'll become collector's items. I don't know. But I have a feeling that will be truly a bridge between these 2, right? I do want to learn RAW. I want to shoot in RAW and learn RAW. But because you can't be in that mode to get something else, I'm just going to say I'm saying screw it. I'm doing JPEG with it. And this, of course, is just a JPEG. So anyway, in my opinion, at least, and through my experience and through what I use the camera for, this is the winner for now. All right. So anyway, that's it. And I promise you, I swear to God, I actually do I am going to do other things like gaming and whatnot. All right. So again, thanks a lot for watching this. Please comment below.